Here are 10 powerful ways to pull yourself out of depression and start feeling alive again, backed by real examples and practical advice you can use right now. Depression can feel like a heavy fog, making it hard to see a way forward. But what if I told you that a few small changes, like taking just 5 minutes a day to focus on your breathing or stepping outside for a simple walk, could start lifting that fog? These aren't abstract ideas, they're actionable, proven strategies that have helped thousands. Here's the twist. Not all solutions are obvious. Did you know that helping someone else could help you heal faster? Or that limiting social media can do wonders for your mental clarity? These insights might challenge what you think you know about recovery. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about taking back control, one step at a time. Whether it's establishing a simple daily routine, connecting with people who care, or practicing gratitude in small ways, these strategies work together to rebuild your emotional foundation. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have practical tools and real hope to tackle depression head-on. Let's dive in. 1. Practice mindfulness daily. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools to combat depression, and its beauty lies in its simplicity. Depression often pulls us into the past, dwelling on regrets, mistakes, or lost opportunities, or thrusts us into the future, worrying about uncertainties. Mindfulness allows us to pause and fully experience the present moment, breaking this cycle of negativity. Take my friend Sarah, for example. She used to feel overwhelmed by her daily stress and constant thoughts about her past. Every evening, she'd find herself replaying conversations or worrying about things she couldn't control. One day, her therapist suggested mindfulness meditation. Initially skeptical, Sarah started small. She set a timer for 5 minutes and focused only on her breathing. Whenever her mind wandered, she gently brought it back. After a few weeks, Sarah noticed subtle changes. When she heard birds chirping outside, she paused to enjoy the sound instead of rushing through her morning. She started eating slower, savoring each bite of her meals rather than scrolling through her phone. Mindfulness isn't limited to meditation. It's about being present in any activity. For instance, while washing dishes, you can focus on the sensation of water on your hands or the sound of clinking plates. Similarly, during a walk, notice the colors of leaves, the texture of the ground, or the rhythm of your steps. Studies support Sarah's experience. Harvard research shows that mindfulness can significantly reduce symptoms of depression by rewiring the brain's neural pathways. You don't need to be perfect at it. The key is consistency. Even if you start with a single mindful breath, you're building a foundation to reclaim your mental peace. As Sarah often says now, mindfulness saved my mind, one moment at a time. 2. Prioritize physical activity. Physical activity is often referred to as a natural antidepressant, and for good reason. Exercise releases endorphins, which are chemicals in the brain that act as natural mood elevators. But beyond the science, real-life examples show how transformative movement can be for mental health. Take Jason, a 35-year-old graphic designer. When he was diagnosed with depression, his therapist suggested regular exercise. Jason hated gyms, so he started small, just walking around his block for 10 minutes each morning. At first, he didn't notice much change. But after a week, he realized his mornings felt a little less heavy, and he was more energized for work. Encouraged, Jason gradually increased his walks to 30 minutes. Over time, he even started jogging and later joined a local running group. The camaraderie of exercising with others added a social element that further lifted his spirits. Today, Jason credits those morning walks with kickstarting his journey out of depression. Physical activity doesn't have to mean grueling workouts or hitting the gym. It's about finding what works for you. Yoga can be a gentle way to combine movement with mindfulness. Dancing to your favorite songs in your living room can be both fun and therapeutic. Even household chores like gardening or cleaning count as physical activity. Scientific studies show that as little as 20 minutes of exercise 3 times a week can significantly reduce depressive symptoms. If motivation is an issue, consider pairing the activity with something enjoyable. For example, walk in a park while listening to an audiobook or podcast you love. The key is to start small and be consistent. Just like Jason, you might find that those initial steps, literally and figuratively, are the start of a powerful journey toward reclaiming your joy and energy. 3. Connect with trusted people. Depression often convinces us that we're alone, but reaching out to trusted people can be a lifeline. Talking about your struggles, even briefly, can make you feel less isolated and create space for support and understanding. Consider Maria, a single mother who struggled with depression after losing her job. She felt ashamed and withdrew from her friends and family, thinking they wouldn't understand. One evening, overwhelmed by her thoughts, she called her best friend, Anna. Although Maria was hesitant to share everything, she simply said, "I'm not okay." To Maria's surprise, Anna didn't judge or offer unsolicited advice. She listened. That conversation became a turning point. Anna encouraged Maria to meet up weekly, even if just for coffee or a walk. Slowly, Maria began to feel less burdened, knowing someone cared. Sometimes it's not about solving problems, but having someone hold space for your emotions. Reaching out doesn't have to be a grand gesture. A simple message like, "Can we talk? I'm having a tough time," can open doors to meaningful connections. If you don't feel comfortable talking to friends or family, consider joining support groups or connecting with a therapist. For example, John, a software engineer battling depression, found solace in an online community where members shared their struggles anonymously. Knowing he wasn't alone gave him hope and strength. Research confirms the healing power of human connection. According to studies, social support significantly reduces depressive symptoms and increases resilience. Even small interactions, a smile, a kind word, or a shared moment, can make a difference. Remember, you're not a burden. The people who care about you want to help, just as you would for them. Take the first step, like Maria did, and you might find that opening up creates the light you've been seeking in the darkness. 4. Establish a routine. Depression can disrupt daily life, making even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. Establishing a routine provides structure and stability, giving you a sense of purpose and control when everything feels chaotic. For example, David, a college student, found himself spiraling into depression after failing a semester. His days blurred together. He'd sleep until noon, skip meals, and spend hours scrolling on his phone. His therapist suggested building a simple daily routine to regain a sense of normalcy. David started small. He committed to waking up at 7:30 a.m. each day and making his bed. These small wins gave him a sense of accomplishment. Next, he added specific times for meals, study sessions, and exercise. He even set aside 15 minutes each night to reflect on his day in a journal. Initially, it was hard for David to stick to his routine. Some days, he felt too drained to complete every task, but he reminded himself that progress, not perfection, was the goal. Over time, His routine became second nature, and the predictability helped reduce his feelings of aimlessness. Routines don't have to be rigid. The key is to create a structure that feels achievable. For instance, you might start your day with 3 simple tasks. Make your bed, have a healthy breakfast, and spend 10 minutes doing something calming like reading or stretching. Even if depression makes it hard to stick to your routine every day, showing up for yourself in small ways can create momentum. Research shows that routines can improve mental health by reducing decision fatigue and fostering a sense of achievement. David often says now, "Building a routine gave me back my days and eventually my life." By starting small and being kind to yourself, you too can create a roadmap out of depression. 5. Nourish your body. What you eat directly impacts how you feel. Depression can make it tempting to reach for sugary snacks, processed foods, or skip meals altogether. But nourishing your body with the right foods can uplift your mood and provide the energy you need to combat depressive symptoms. Emma, a marketing executive, learned this firsthand. She used to rely on fast food and caffeine during her long workdays, especially when she felt low. Her meals were quick fixes, burgers, chips, and endless cups of coffee. Over time, she noticed her energy levels crashing and her mood worsening. After consulting a nutritionist, Emma made small, manageable changes to her diet. She started incorporating omega-3 rich foods like salmon and walnuts, which are proven to support brain health. She swapped sugary snacks for fresh fruits like blueberries, known for their antioxidant properties. She also added leafy greens like spinach to her meals, boosting her intake of folate, a nutrient linked to improved mood. Within a few weeks, Emma felt the difference. Her energy was more consistent throughout the day, and her depressive episodes felt less overwhelming. She wasn't perfect. There were still days when she indulged in comfort food. But her overall habits shifted toward balance and nourishment. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Start with simple changes, like drinking more water, adding a handful of nuts as a snack, or having a balanced breakfast. Avoid excessive sugar and processed foods, as they can lead to mood crashes. Research backs this up. A 2019 study found that a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats, can significantly reduce depression. Remember, food is fuel, not just for your body but for your mind. Like Emma, small dietary adjustments can pave the way to a healthier, happier you. 6. Engage in a creative outlet. Creativity can be a powerful escape from the grip of depression, providing a means to express emotions that might be too difficult to articulate. Engaging in a creative activity, whether it's painting, writing, crafting, or music, can help you process feelings and channel your energy into something meaningful. Consider Mark, a middle school teacher who battled depression after losing his father. Overwhelmed by grief and unable to open up to anyone, Mark felt stuck in a cycle of sadness and detachment. One evening, while rummaging through a closet, he found an old sketchbook from his college days. Hesitant but curious, he decided to start drawing again. At first, Mark's sketches were simple and unstructured, just random doodles while he listened to music. But as he kept at it, he found himself creating more elaborate drawings that reflected his emotions. A stormy sky represented his anger. A serene forest captured moments of peace. These drawings became a visual diary, helping him process his grief in a way words couldn't. Creative outlets don't have to be traditional art forms. Emily, for example, found baking therapeutic. The process of measuring ingredients, kneading dough, and watching her creations come to life gave her a sense of control and accomplishment during a particularly challenging time. Science supports this approach. Studies show that creative activities reduce stress and increase dopamine levels, which play a role in mood regulation. You don't have to be an artist or a chef. Creativity is personal and doesn't require perfection. Start with something simple. Write a poem, knit a scarf, or even color in a coloring book. Like Mark, you may find that expressing yourself creatively not only relieves depressive symptoms, but also reignites a sense of purpose and joy. 7. Practice gratitude. Depression often clouds our perspective, making it hard to see the positives in life. Practicing gratitude can help shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right, even in small ways. By acknowledging the good things, no matter how minor, you can reframe your outlook and reduce depressive symptoms. Take Lisa, a corporate lawyer who fell into depression after a stressful year at work. Her therapist suggested starting a gratitude journal. Skeptical at first, Lisa decided to give it a try. Each night before bed, she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. The first few entries were simple. I had a good cup of coffee today, the sunset was beautiful, and I finished my work without overtime. Over time, Lisa found herself noticing more positive moments throughout the day, knowing she'd need to write about them later. This small habit shifted her mindset from focusing on her stress to appreciating life's everyday joys. Gratitude isn't just about journaling. It can be expressed in different ways. For example, John, a college student battling depression, started texting a friend or family member each day to thank them for something specific, like their support or a kind gesture. The responses he received deepened his connections and reminded him that he wasn't alone. Research supports the benefits of gratitude. Studies show that regularly practicing gratitude can increase happiness and reduce symptoms of depression by fostering a sense of appreciation and perspective. If writing or texting feels like too much, start mentally listing 3 things you're grateful for when you wake up or before you sleep. Like Lisa, you may find that even in the darkest times, gratitude is a light that can guide you toward healing. 8. Limit social media use. Social media, while a tool for connection, can often exacerbate feelings of inadequacy and loneliness, especially when you're battling depression. The curated highlight reels of others' lives can make you compare your worst moments to someone else's best, deepening the sense of despair. Emily, a 27-year-old designer, discovered this firsthand. After a breakup, she found herself scrolling endlessly through Instagram, seeing happy couples and picture-perfect vacations. It only made her feel worse. Her therapist suggested a 7-day social media detox to break the habit. Reluctantly, Emily removed social apps from her phone and replaced that time with activities like reading and journaling. By the end of the week, she felt lighter and more present in her daily life. Encouraged, she reinstalled the apps, but set boundaries. No more than 30 minutes a day, and no social media in the first hour after waking or before bed. For others, limiting social media can mean unfollowing accounts that trigger negative feelings or using features to mute posts without unfriending people. John, a college student, replaced scrolling with a healthier habit, going for short walks or calling a friend when he felt tempted to pick up his phone. Studies confirm the negative effects of excessive social media use on mental health. A University of Pennsylvania study found that reducing social media time to 30 minutes a day significantly lowers depression and loneliness. If a complete detox feels daunting, start small. Designate tech-free hours or try apps that monitor and limit screen time. Like Emily, you might find that stepping away from the virtual world allows you to focus on the real one and on the moments that truly matter. 9. Seek professional help. Depression can feel overwhelming, and sometimes self-help strategies aren't enough. Seeking professional help is a brave and essential step toward healing. Therapists, counselors, and psychiatrists are trained to provide tools and treatments tailored to your needs, offering support that can make a significant difference. Consider Alex, a 42-year-old accountant who struggled with severe depression after losing his job. He initially resisted therapy, believing he should tough it out on his own, but as his symptoms worsened, loss of appetite, insomnia, and constant fatigue, his wife encouraged him to see a therapist. Alex began weekly sessions with a cognitive behavioral therapist who helped him identify and challenge his negative thought patterns. Through therapy, Alex realized that his self-worth wasn't tied to his career, and he developed healthier coping mechanisms. His therapist also suggested he consult a psychiatrist who prescribed medication to help stabilize his mood while he worked through his challenges. Professional help isn't one size fits all. For some, therapy alone may suffice. For others, a combination of therapy and medication might be necessary. There are also different types of therapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, interpersonal therapy, IPT, or mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, each designed to address specific aspects of depression. If cost is a concern, consider community clinics, sliding scale fees, or teletherapy options, which often cost less. Hotlines and support groups can also be valuable resources when immediate help is needed. Remember, seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of courage and self-care. Just as you'd visit a doctor for a broken bone, reaching out for mental health support is taking the first step toward recovery. Like Alex, you might find that professional guidance becomes a turning point in reclaiming your life. 10. Volunteer or help others. One of the most surprising ways to alleviate depression is to focus on helping others. Shifting attention outward creates a sense of purpose, builds connections, and often brings unexpected joy. Take Priya, a 29-year-old teacher who fell into depression after a painful breakup. She felt stuck in a cycle of self-pity and loneliness. At the suggestion of a friend, Priya began volunteering at a local animal shelter. Initially, it was just a way to fill her weekends, but as she spent time caring for abandoned animals, she noticed a change in herself. Walking dogs, cleaning kennels, and seeing animals find new homes gave Priya a sense of accomplishment. Her depression didn't disappear overnight, but the act of helping beings who needed her made her feel valuable again. Helping others doesn't always require a formal commitment. Simple acts like cooking a meal for a neighbor, mentoring someone younger, or even being a listening ear to a friend in need can have a profound impact. For instance, Raj, an engineer, started tutoring underprivileged kids in math after feeling disconnected in his life. Seeing the children succeed gave him a sense of fulfillment he hadn't felt in years. Research backs up these experiences. Studies show that acts of kindness and volunteering not only boost the well-being of the recipient, but also enhance the giver's mental health by activating the brain's reward systems. If you're unsure where to start, think about causes that resonate with you. Love animals? Volunteer at a shelter? Enjoy gardening? Join a community project. Even online opportunities like mentoring or supporting a charity can make a difference. As Priya often reflects, when I started helping others, I unknowingly helped myself. It reminded me that even in my darkness, I could be a light for someone else. Depression can feel like an insurmountable challenge, but the truth is, even the smallest steps can lead to big changes. Whether you choose to practice mindfulness, start a gratitude journal, or reconnect with loved ones, these strategies can help you reclaim your life, one day at a time. If you found these 10 powerful ways helpful, don't keep them to yourself. Share this video with someone who might need it. And if you haven't already, hit the like button to let us know this content resonated with you. Don't forget to subscribe for more actionable advice to improve your life and boost your mental well-being. I'd love to hear your thoughts and takeaways. What resonated with you the most? Have you tried any of these strategies, or do you have others to share? Drop your comments below and let's start a conversation. Remember, you're not alone in this. You have the strength to overcome, and every step forward matters. See you in the next video.